Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. So, we're going to be reviewing this one, the Star Wars The Black Series from the Jedi Survivor. This is the Battle Droid pack that I recently got from Ross, and I wasn't going to review any of the Ross's pickups that I have because it's kind of unfair to value them. This is going for $12.99. I'd show you the sticker, but it's kind of off at an angle there. There you go. Oh, $21.99. Um, because obviously it's not like you can get it at $21.99 easily. You can't pre-order it or anything like that. So I feel like it's almost unfair to value them because the value is kind of off. So, but this one though, I don't have any of these droids at all. So, um, and here's the back of it. So let me go ahead and open it up really quickly and we'll take a look and see what's going on with this thing. All right, so there they are out of packaging, and I just looked at the original price of this one. Originally this sold for $70, and I got it for $21. So I'm gonna get this thing the value system out of the way. Obviously this is a 20 for me. 20 because I don't have any of these figures at all, even though Black Series is like a kind of like fifth level collectible for me right now, because I'm concentrating more towards TVC Wars 3.75 for the Star Wars. So the Black Series is kind of like, I like Star Wars, but it's not my main collection. Only a few things that I want from it. So I don't have any of these battle droids at all. So the subject is really good for me, but then the pricing is insanely good. So it ends up being like $7 a piece for this. Um, so we'll talk about the regular battle droid for now. So I don't have any of this. I don't know the articulation points. So that's pretty good, but there's no twist. There is at the top of the neck. This one goes up and down. It seems to be in a ball joint. Oh yeah, there's a ball joint here, but it's so small. I'm like, so this one I'm really afraid to. I think that's as high as it goes, so about 45 degree. It looks like it might have an articulation here. It does here. Again, this is so thin. I would be so hesitant to. I'm really hesitant to move it right now. It does have an elbow articulation that goes above 90, maybe about 115 degrees or 120. Articulation and the elbow twist around and inside out for the wrist, and it does. The articulation is right here on the rib cage. Not a lot, and you're not. Don't even push it because you can see the slot is just right there. So nothing going back. A little bit going down or going forward. And for the legs, obviously, it can kick ridiculously high. Nothing going out. There's just no way that's going to go out. And the knee, of course, not an issue. And then articulation on the ankle. Again, not an issue. And it does have rockers on the ankle. And there's nothing going out. There's no side to side on the legs at all. Which, I mean, like, for a droid, that's pretty good. But it doesn't come with a weapon? Is this his weapon over here? That's kind of ridiculous. He doesn't have a blaster. So since I'm not familiar with the Jedi Survivor, I guess this is his weapon, more like a club, which I was confused at because it does have looks like a scope. Before I forget, I guess we'll talk about the paint application. Again, this is from the Jedi Survivor, so the paint application is unique in that design. So it doesn't have it has this some sort of tribal markings, I guess, and then here's his weapon. A brown coloring here at the handle, and plastic gray, and then silvery thing here on the blade. Before I forget, I suppose we should look at the detail in this battle droid. Of course, as a Black Series, you'll have plenty of detail as well on the sculpture. Paint application is actually very minimal. It doesn't even have any kind of weathering at all. So it's just a very, very clean paint application. Yeah, this is the problem with the droids when they're holding stuff is the hands will be very, very thin, so it just doesn't grip anything at all. Yeah, actually, I'm not even gonna put the weapons in this one. Too bad it doesn't have, I mean, at least a blaster right here. But I mean, like, $21, I can't really complain, right? That's it for that guy. Now this Super Battle Droids, I think is the name of this one. Obviously doesn't have any articulation on the head. Kind of. Oh wait, it does. Yes. I was gonna say this. That'll be kind of disappointing, but it would be cool. This thing actually. Oops, it's not supposed to do that. So I guess it doesn't have an articulation because this is only a slot. I don't know if it ever did have that articulation. I thought maybe it would maybe rise up. But it doesn't. Because I mean it's got the detail over here. So it is meant to be removed. But it's just a very shallow tab and slot. So yeah, it's not meant to be removed. So but why put in the detail? That doesn't make sense. And again, I can't really complain, huh? Alright, so the hands, much easier. I mean, I'm not as afraid as this one, obviously. It's not as thick. Only goes by out that much. I have an elbow side to side, and that's about the range of its articulation on that side. This side, yeah, the same thing. It's because of the sculpt. No articulation here. And this one's all around with an in and out. Look at that. Look at that detail. It's got a small, I guess, dual gun here, or it could be a flamethrower. Actually, that is for this one. So let's see. What? There you go. You have to kind of bend his hand out of the way because the blast effects is actually about to hit it. So kind of like that. Yeah, pretty good. Again, very clean paint application, no weathering at all. I mean, for $70, at least this one has some damage effects over here. But for $70, man, I would have been disappointed. Like a wash would have been really cool. But that's the thing with as we've transitioned from manual paint application to these digital paint application, which is more accurate, but it's a lot more costly, I think, than somebody that they've paid off hourly and just like wash, you know. They'll wash it and then just wipe it off. They don't do that anymore. It's all by machine, and it would have been nice to have both. You know what I mean? The digital paint application for detail, and then a quick wash by an employee. But look at that. That's amazing. I wish all the figures can do that. Of course, it's impossible by design. Goes only outward by that much, and as you can see, that's the knee articulation. It does have a swivel, which is interesting that they were able to build that in such a thin leg. Up and down, and a rocker. This one's really cool too. It's kind of hefty as well too, so it's kind of solid inside there. Now that I'm doing 3D printing and I'm really interested in getting design, these articulation points I'm really looking into, just to trying to figure out how it works if I ever design my own articulated figure. This is the staff for this droid over here. It's kind of interesting that they put a capsule at the end. Alright, so this guy, I don't know what his name is. I do know, like, he seems to be one of the guards that Grievous had in Attack of the Clones, or the Clone Wars. Attack of the Clones? Attack of the Clones. Oh, interesting design. This thing actually moves in and out. It's not, but it's just soft. So it seems like it's reacting to when you're moving the shoulder joint. And that's really cool. Soft rubber over here, and that's the one, not these two are not the ones preventing this going forward and back. It's this one over here. It's just the designs. Like, these droids should be like superposable, because this is perfectly designed so there's no large muscle mass or flesh mass that's being faked to prevent that movement. So this should have been superposable, but you know, like that kind of possibility in range, but you were not getting that on the torso. The torso should have been more articulated. And this one doesn't have a swivel on the knee or in the lower leg. There you go. And a rocker. Yeah. I love the design of this helmet. So at this point, we're just kind of accepting the type of cleanliness of these three droids over here. Again, this is like, I would almost give this a 20, but at the 6-inch scale, and because these are droids, you do kind of expect it to have some sort of wash because it's so clean. So I still have to criticize the lack of paint, even though I kind of accept it because it's cheaper. But I just feel like it could be more, and especially for $70, that's kind of like really bad. That's why this never even came into my radar to buy. But $21, I'll give it an 18 value. Base price 10 equaling to $22. Yeah, an 18 value. But if it was for $70, I would never buy this for $70. It's this would come into my radar to buy if it was maybe 45. There being like 15, and 15, then it would come into my radar. But $70, that's ridiculous. Honestly, I think Black Series should be around $15 and TVC should be around 10. That's my honest opinion. And anything that doesn't go above that, then it just kind of goes bad sideways anyway. Anyway, so this is from Ross. I believe it's still going out right now. This is part of their inventory that they're putting out during the holiday. If you can get it, definitely a must buy. This is a value of 18, very, very high value for that price. But I've been going to my regular stable Ross's every day. That's a lot of gas, guys. I mean, I just measured the distance. I'm basically traveling 10 miles a day for hitting 3 Rosses. So when I was doing my usual rotation of 4 to 5 Rosses, that's about 15, 15 to 20 miles a day. That's why I was losing so much money on gas. And I've now spent over $60 on gas. If this new run that I'm doing and I use up all my gas, that's already $120 on gas. So $120, and you saw my Ross haul, and I'm after realizing that, I'm like, this is ridiculous. My Ross is incrementally going up the more I go out there and hunt, and that's just ridiculous. So I'm gonna start slowing down my hunt to just the 2 Ross close by me, because that's only about between 5 and 7 miles, and that one I can sustain a little bit more. But anyway, that's the way it is for me. That's it for my review of the battle droids from the Jedi Survivor. I do have a second pack. I really just got lucky on this one. I wasn't even looking for it, and just came in. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.